And now I would like to introduce our third speaker of the day, and this is Dimitris Rachiotis. Dimitris is the head of regulatory of EU affairs of UNIS. UNIS is one of the also pioneers in Greece when it comes to the development of renewable energy projects. So, Dimitris, you're going to be speaking perhaps from a different perspective. You're not talking as an aggregator, you're not talking about bids, but you're talking about your experience on what it is the interaction of building and developing renewable energy sources and aggregation issues. So,
Okay.
Dimitris, I would like to
Yes.
give you the word, and thank you so much for joining us today and representing UNIS. And the floor is yours.
Thank you. And from my side, ladies and gentlemen, and all distinguished colleagues and esteemed representatives of Hellenic and European academic institutions, and as well as public and private entities. It is really a great pleasure to attend this session today. And I would like to thank you for the opportunity to engage in a dialogue with such an audience with deep expertise and significant influence. Your work at the forefront of energy policy, research, and regulation continues to shape the strategic course of Europe's energy transition. And it is an honor to contribute to this discussion. As Europe enters a decisive decade for climate action, the role of energy storage and advanced aggregation frameworks becomes increasingly crucial. Today's presentation aims to explore how battery energy storage systems, together with aggregation, serve as catalytic enablers for system resilience, market efficiency, and the achievement of our collective decarbonization goals. Sorry. We will also examine how the European and Greek regulatory frameworks are evolving to support this transformation. I hope the insights we share today will contribute meaningfully to the broader conversation on building a cleaner, smarter, and more secure energy system for the decades ahead. So let's start. Let us begin with the. I think it's. I don't know if you can see the. Okay, so the ongoing energy transition, as said before, which is at a crucial juncture, is not merely a technological change. It is a profound systemic restructuring of how we produce, distribute, and consume energy. In this new environment, energy storage systems, the well-known as battery energy storage systems, emerge as one of the most critical catalysts for accelerating climate action. The increasing penetration of renewables, the need for decarbonization, and demand for flexible and resilient systems make energy storage and aggregation key drivers of transformation. In practice, this means that investments in technological infrastructure are must be supported. Let's say must be supported by a stable and clear regulatory framework that enhanced the reliability, efficiency, and effectiveness of the systems. Battery energy storage systems are no longer simply a technological choice. They are a strategic tool for system stability, market efficiency, and achieving climate targets. Furthermore, through digital aggregation, energy storage can become an active participant, dynamically contributing to market operations and grid stability. How battery energy storage systems became a critical factor for renewables integration. The increasing penetration of renewables boosts the availability of clean energy, but their intermittent nature creates challenges for system balancing. Battery energy storage system enable, first of all, management of intermittent renewables generation, smoothing fluctuations. Secondly, absorption of excess energy and reduction of curtailment, maximizing the utilization of generated energy. Provision of flexibility services as frequency regulation, voltage support, and services. Then we have to mention the re-injection of energy during peak hours, improving energy security. And last, the substitution of thermal units in critical ancillary services, reducing CO2 emissions, and many others. In simple terms, we can say that without storage, renewables have a penetration ceiling, whereas with storage, their potential is unlocked, significantly contributing to the achievement of energy transition goals. This is the points I mentioned before, the challenges and the impact at the end. Now we can pass to the European regulatory framework about this strategic and political context. The European Union sets clear targets through the Green Deal and Fit for 55 package, aiming for a 55% reduction in emissions by 2030. The REPowerEU plan seeks to accelerate energy independence and RES deployment. Energy storage is recognized as a central factor in achieving these objectives. Secondly, the EU, as guidelines for storage, promotes the recognition of storage as an independent resource category, allowing full participation in electricity markets. Additionally, measures such as the removal of double charging for charging, discharging, and the development of support mechanisms, including innovation funds and contracts for difference, are being considered to enhance the financial viability of projects. What are the challenges? Despite the progress, challenges remain, including uneven in the integration into balancing markets, complexity in connecting with grid operators, and the lack of clear remuneration rules for flexibility services. One or two key Greek regulatory framework, because previous speakers described them in details. I present some key legislative developments regarding the framework of storage. First of all, it was the law 4951 of 2022, which marked a decisive step for the full recognition of battery energy systems in Greece. The law simplifies the licensing process and establishes clear rules for the integration of storage systems in both renewables and standalone configurations. Secondly, we have the ministerial decision 2048 of 2025, which this regulation opens the market for standalone battery energy systems, defines procedures for evaluation and granting connection terms, and releases a total capacity of 4,500 megawatts of new storage projects. This provides a clear investment perspective and promotes the development of storage infrastructure. Third, we have a key point is the Regulatory Authority of Energy Decision 65 of 2025, where it introduces a methodology of annual operation support, linking battery energy systems remuneration to their actual market participation. This enables storage systems to play an active role in markets and contribute to providing flexibility services. And as challenges, if we want to set some challenges for the Greek market, we could say that despite positive developments, challenges remain, such as the limited maturity of the ancillary services market, revenue structure uncertainties, the need for collaboration with aggregators, and compliance with technical grid requirements. At the next slide, we can see some things about the aggregation and the named as virtual power plants. First of all, what are the participating resources? The participating resources are the battery energy storage system, the flexible industrial or commercial loads, small and large renewable energy system units, and microgrids and energy communities. What are the regulatory requirements for aggregators? Aggregators must be certified as cumulative representation entities, have access to day-ahead, intraday, and balancing markets, and comply with rules for participation in auxiliary services. As a third part of this, we could say that as far as it concerns system benefits, we can say that aggregation allows for reduced balancing costs, increased predictability of production and consumption, optimal utilization of every kilowatt hour of renewables, and decentralized power enhanced energy security. What is the role of battery energy storage system in digital aggregation ecosystem? Battery energy systems are transformed from passive infrastructure into active assets using load and generation forecasting algorithms, optimizing charge or discharge cycles, participating in real-time markets, and providing grid services with a zero carbon footprint. How we can move towards a resilient energy future? The combination of advanced battery energy systems, a stable regulatory framework, and digital management through aggregation creates a system that is more resilient, less dependent on thermal units, economically efficient, and environmentally responsible. And just before the end, we can say some and present, according to our opinion, of course, some policy recommendation and what are the next steps on this. First of all, there must be a full integration of battery energy systems into ancillary services and balancing markets. Second, we should have clear and predictable revenue framework for battery energy systems for arbitrage and flexibility. Third, a simplification of licensing and grid connection procedures. Fourth, we need incentives for hybrid renewables combined with battery energy storage system projects. Fifth, we have to strengthen aggregators and virtual power plants with market access. And last, it is essential the development of data-driven rules for system participation to optimize operations. The final message. Energy storage, when combined with aggregation and renewables, we believe that is an indispensable catalyst for climate action. With a strong European and green regulatory framework, we can accelerate the energy transition and build a clean, safe, and accessible energy future. The message is that technology is ready, policies are maturing, so the time is now. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Dimitrios. That was an excellent presentation and very clear messages at the end on the importance of aggregation and batteries if we're going to continue developing the way that we should the energy transition on this. And I think your points of stressing the technology is ready, the legislation needs to improve and can improve. We need to try to remove barriers, and we will see what the outcome of the great package that came yesterday will have on this, because the storage and aggregation is mentioned here a few times. It's going to pan out in the future. So I would like to say thank you so much, Dimitrios.
Thank you.
Stay with
Bye.
us around because we will have a conversation at the end.